All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get to the Monday night matchup that features Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers alongside Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Cade Otton, Leonard Fournette, and that Todd Bowles, well, he's head coaching now, but that defense going up against my mortal enemy, my hated rival, the team that I never root for. Doesn't matter who they're playing. They could be playing TCU, and I would still pick TCU to beat this team. That's right, I said it. Y'all already know where I'm going, so let's just get it out the way. It's Tom Brady. It's the GOAT. It's Tampa Bay. And I don't ever pick the team that's playing against them. So you know where I'm at. Don't got to ask no more questions. Let's move on to the rest of the crew. Of course, you know I got John, I got Will, I got my man Denzel, and of course, hanging out with us one last time, I got my brother Joe Carlino. He loves it. I know he does. Oh, let's see. Where do I want to start? Big Willie, Dallas, Tampa. Talk to me, brother.
I can't stand Dallas either. I can't stand Dallas either. I'm right there with you, Eric. My former boss was a Cowboys fan. I know a lot of Cowboys fans. They say, how about that? The Cowboys? I'm like, how about them chokers? These guys don't win in the playoffs in the last 2 years. I do not like the Cowboys. I will never like the Cowboys. Anyway, on to the game. I get it. You have Micah Parsons. I get it. You have Dak. But Dak has been playing horrible lately. Ezekiel Elliott is a shade of a former self. I know you got CeeDee Lamb, but you're going against the GOAT. As much as I don't like the Bucs either, they're a divisional rival. I don't like the Cowboys. I hate them more. You're going against the GOAT. You got Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Leonard Fournette, and you got a good defense with Devin White and a bunch of others. So I'm going with Tampa, and I've got a score of 35-17 Tampa.
All right. Denzel, talk to me.
Well, seemingly on paper and record wise, the Cowboys is the better team. They have the second ranked scoring offense, something like the fifth ranked defense. On the opposite side of the fence, you got Tampa Bay, who's got the last ranked rushing in the league. And this is also Tom Brady's first losing season of his career. And he somehow made the postseason because the NFC South is just as bad, if not worse, than the AFC South.
Garbage.
Yep, garbage. I agree.
With that being said, it's something about that boy, number 12 out there in Tampa. And even though everything I just said, like I said, on paper, the Cowboys are a better team, record-wise, they're a better team, there's a reason why we always say the Cowboys get to the postseason and find a way to cowboy it up. Tom Brady is 1, 2, 3, 7-0 versus Dallas. Undefeated. There always is that one quarterback that has your number. There's always that one, and it's Tom Brady. And this coming Monday, he makes it 8-0. I don't have it as far away as Will does, so I'm going to say 35-31 Tampa. Actually, you know what? No. Scratch that. I'm sorry. Let me redo that because Tampa's had a hard time even scoring 30-something points. I'm going to say 27-20 Tampa.
Wow. Before I let my man close out the show tonight, you know, he is an NFC South representative, so I think it's only fitting that I let him give us his take on this matchup because I don't know where he stands. And then, of course, I'll let my man Blue Hawk 13 do what he does. But Joe Carlino, one last time, my brother, Tampa Bay, Dallas.
Before I get into that, John, you see that flag in the back there? Respect Desmond Ritter, bud. Respect him. Giving Tom Brady the first loss against the Falcons.
I'm sorry. Were you talking? Were you talking about? I'm sorry. I was looking at my phone. You were talking about Desmond Ritter, and I just figured, it's not worth paying attention to whatever you're saying.
Respect the boy. He's coming. Desmond Ritter, the future. Now get into this game. Tom Brady and the Bucs. And I'm kind of like Will on this one. You kind of don't want to pick the division rival to win. Conversely, my father would be Eric's mortal enemy because he is a fan of that stupid star with the silver and the navy. He is a fan of that, and all he keeps telling me is the Cowboys are going to win if Dak Prescott does not play, because Dak Prescott is, and I quote, the worst quarterback in NFL today because he does not throw the ball properly. That is what I have been told by my Cowboy-loving father. As for this team itself, both teams don't really have a good offense, so to speak. I mean, yes, they can throw the ball. Yes, they have good talent at the wide receiver positions, with the Cowboys having CD, Michael Gallup, Noah Brown. He's getting targets, but it's probably because he's got something on Mike McCarthy. But the Bucs, they got Evans, they got Godwin, they got Julio, they got Otten. Gio Bernard can catch a little bit out of the backfield. Leonard Fournette, he can catch a little bit out of the backfield, but you give him a 3rd and 1, a 4th and 1, the dude can't get a yard, which is sad for him. Defensively, it's literally a pick and choose on which one you want, because the Cowboys don't have a secondary, but the Bucs don't have a pass rush. Meanwhile, the Cowboys have a pass rush and the Bucs have a secondary. So it's figuring out which side is going to be better in this one. I also don't think Mike McCarthy will lose his job on Monday if the Cowboys lose this game. And I'll tell that to Stephen A. Smith's face at First Take in the convention center on Monday, that Mike McCarthy will not be fired. And that's coming from a Falcons fan. And as much as it pains me, Tom Brady is going perfect against the Cowboys. So keep one team perfect against his career. But he ain't keeping Atlanta no more.
Hey, Carlino, I'm glad you brought that up, because I love how people tee stuff up. Make sure that you holler at me, because I'll see you Monday at the convention center, my brother.
Hey, I'll be seeing you there, Eric.
Hey, Joe, thank you so much for joining us here tonight on the Sports Arena, my brother. Much love to you. Hey, stay safe, stay blessed, and we'll talk Monday.
Same to you, brother. See you Monday.
All right. For the last time tonight, let me get this man in here. I love him like a brother, even though he's a pain in my ass, but he has some interesting perspective on things that kind of make you sit up and have to pay attention to him. So like the saying goes, whether you love him or hate him, you damn sure better respect him. John Shear, close it out, brother.
So you guys talk about how the Bucs are going to put up 35 on a really good defense in the Cowboys, which they only put 19 up week 1. They've only scored 30 points 2 times this year. The Bucs have 2 times. And you're telling me they're going to put up 35, and one of them was against the hapless Carolina Panthers. Like, come on, man. Like, that was one of their games. The other one, they lost to the Chiefs 41-31. So, like, they put up 32 times this year. Tom Brady has put up 300 yards 5 times in 17 games. They've scored, get this, they've scored 20 or more points 7 times in 17 games. That means 10 of their games they've scored less than 20 points. And you're telling me they're going to put 35 on a really, really good defense in the Dallas Cowboys? Like, what are you guys smoking back there? Like, you and Will, Jay, you smoking something back there? Because that makes absolutely no sense. Did you watch this Bucs offense this year? They struggled to score points with Tom Brady, who threw the ball over 700 times, and they still cannot score 20 points in a game. This has blowout city by the Cowboys.
I don't mean to interject, John. First off, I never said they'd put up 35.
No, I'm talking about those two down there.
I just said they were going to beat.
No, I know.
Okay, just wanted to make sure. Thank you, sir.
I'm going after those two down there, not doing their homework, looking at the Bucs can't score anything. This has blowout city written all over it. The Cowboys are going to manhandle the Bucs. The Cowboys can score points. Yeah, Dak will turn the ball over a couple times because that's what he does. But they can still put up points. You still got to cover CD Lamb. You still got to cover all the weapons they got. Pollard and Zeke are really, really good this year. I just don't see any way, shape, or form the Bucs can win this unless it's like a low-scoring 17-17 game and Tom Brady has to go and get a final drive. That's the only way I can see. Like he said, Tampa Bay has been awful offensively. The defense has been better as of late, but offensively they can't score anything. So I don't understand
John,
how.
let me interject.
Let
really
me change
quick.
my score then. if I can.
Fine, change your score.
Like, you're
Will,
going to
go
have to
ahead.
go 28s if you're going to beat Dallas, in
Dude,
my opinion, in this type of game.
for the record, I corrected mine. I said 27. I
I'm
corrected
gonna
mine when
change
I went.
mine. I don't know what I was thinking. I'm gonna say 21-13.
Okay,
That's
John, let me
Dallas
let me
easily
say this
wins
to
that.
you in response to
Yep.
the Tampa Bay offense, specifically the Tampa Bay offense. The thing that has changed about that team, especially over the last 2 weeks, is the chemistry has started to finally show. It may have taken them 17 weeks to get there, but the connection of Brady to Evans and Brady to Godwin and Brady to their rookie, Cade Otton, you've begun to see more of what the expectation was at the beginning of the season. You saw it at the end of the regular season.
Let me
And so
counteract
that's
that.
why I feel that is a plus, a feather in their cap. Because if Brady picks apart defenses like we know him to do, and we've seen him do in his 20 plus year career, then we're going to see more of the same on Monday night. John, it's Monday Night Football.
It
It's
doesn't
Tom Brady.
doesn't
He
it's
is
not the same Tom
undefeated
Brady.
against. Okay,
So that Carolina game you're talking about where, their chemistry, him and Mike Evans, he
wasn't
didn't
there.
do anything until J.C. Horn got hurt, which is when he started throwing bombs to Mike Evans and got over 200 yards to Mike Evans alone, because J.C. Horn missed the rest of that game. Once J.C. Horn went out, that was when he was able to pick him apart. Dallas is healthy. Micah Parsons has been waiting for this. Trayvon Diggs has been waiting for this. That Dallas defense is waiting for this. Like, Tom Brady looks awful. They're going to, like, if Micah Parsons, who has all that speed, and that defensive line has all that speed, if Dan Quinn rushes the quarterback, Brady can't get away from that rush.
He
He's a
has
statue at
Tristan Wirfs. He
46.
has an offensive line that knows how to protect that quarterback.
Didn't they just lose one of their best offensive linemen, like, this past week? Didn't they just lose somebody?
Okay.
I would have to look.
I
I would
feel
have
like
to look at the injury
Just
report
quick,
or call the moment of truth and find out because I don't know. My
just
attention,
saying,
my
man, like,
focus has not been
this
on
has
them.
blowout city
just
written
real
all
quick,
over.
John.
Mike told me to tell
Just,
you, Eric, that he wants you to go down to Tampa in your cowboy garb or something like that. He told me to tell you personally, go down there in your cowboy garb for whatever reason. I don't know what he meant by it, but just relaying the message, my man. That's all.
I won't kill the
just,
messenger.
just, just,
I'll take care of Mike when we
just
see
real
him in
quick before,
Arizona.
just real quick before Eric wraps up here. Now, I agree. Tampa has not played their best ball this year. But allow me to point something out. Now, Eric, you did say that. No, not Eric. Our guest Joe. He said that Tampa had a secondary. Y'all heard that, right? Okay. Dak Prescott, and this is the part y'all conveniently leave out. Dak Prescott has thrown 15 interceptions this year. 15.
Yes.
He laid an egg versus Washington. Sam Howell, that Sam Howell went up and down the field on the same Dallas defense you're revering, the same one. And let's not forget, and I see Ray's comment. I get it. Tampa's been awful this year, yes, but there's a reason why. And I go back to my statement. The Cowboys find a way to cowboy it up when they get to the postseason. This is the same Cowboys we've been seeing since the Romo days. They may rise up versus a contender and then lay an egg against a team that they should beat. You just saw it with Washington. The Cowboys could have beaten the Niners last year in the playoffs. Niners were my pick, but they could have beaten the Niners. Every year they have this fantastic team on paper, and then how does it end up? History don't lie. History don't lie, and I'm not ignoring history on this one. I got Tampa Bay to win.
I just can't, like, I get their history. I'm not saying they're going to the Super Bowl, but in this game, because of how bad Tom Brady has been this year, and Dallas can stop the run, and Tampa Bay has to rely on that run game to be able to move the ball, because Tom Brady likes to throw it over 700 times. They have to have balance to beat the Cowboys, and I just don't see the balance in this game. I feel like they are going to have to pass and pass a lot. I just see Dallas absolutely killing them.
Okay.
That's just me.
And you know what? We will all
And I don't even
find
like
out.
Dallas.
John, you know what? We will all find out on Monday night what the outcome is going to be because that is the Monday night football game. Everybody and their grandmama going to be watching to see if the GOAT is going to, as we said about that other team, if he's going to goat it up and do what he does in the postseason. Because as I say, In the NFL, there are 3 parts. Okay? You have offense, defense, and special teams. But you have the regular season, the postseason, and the Super Bowl. And when he was playing for New England, I always said Tom Brady and Bill Belichick have 3 books. They have their regular season playbook, they have their postseason playbook, and then they have their Super Bowl playbook. If Tom Brady brought any of that with him when he left New England, guess what? Dallas may put up a fight, which we've seen them do against Tampa. The last few times that Tampa and Dallas have played each other, those have been games. Neither team was willing to give an inch. It came down to one crucial key mistake by one team to give the other the opportunity to win. So I expect more of that on Monday night. But John, the same thing I tell my Philadelphia Eagles is the same thing I'm going to tell you. I am consistent in my pick against that team. And I fully anticipate that Tom Brady will be consistent in beating Dallas on Monday night. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for us here on the Sports Arena. Again, let me get my man in here one last time. Shout out to my man, Joe Carlino, hanging out with us tonight. Shout out to my man, Will Vogel from Basket Bros, Gauntlet Podcast, a bunch of other sideline sports shows. And yes, he and I will have a show coming up, probably going to start it after the Super Bowl just because we got so much going on. Big Will, thank you so much, my brother. To my man, the sniper Denzel, man, appreciate you joining us, man. Stay blessed out there in Houston. Tell that front office, tell that organization, tell them it's time for a change. They need to get some real people in there. And if they want to, tell them to hire the Sideline Sports Network because we'll handle it all for them from top to bottom.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Talent
sir.
Master J, man, much love to you. I'm going to see you Monday morning, bright and early. I got a little surprise for you on me showing up. And last but not least,
bright and early, and I'll bring some Cowboys gear for us to throw in a trash can.
yeah, no, that's all right. I don't even need that. Trust me. You'll see when we talk on Monday.
He ain't trying to jinx his playoffs.
And to my brother, Blue Hawks 13, my man John Shear, much love to everybody. Yo, we are back on Monday, the Sports Arena, every Monday, every Wednesday. Your man Eric Wilson. Peace.